Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. I'm Nivedita Raje and this is the session how to achieve your National University dream. You must be facing the problem of management, how to manage your boards or the school and the various coachings that come along with CLAT preparation. So here in this session, we are going to study some tips regarding that. How can you easily do it? Plus an overview of the subjects uh, and how to prepare those subjects, right? Like English, mathematics, legal. What can you do about it? So if you have a familiarity about the subjects and how to go about them, it's easier to come up with a routine, right? So that is what the idea of this session is. Good evening, everyone. How are you all? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Anil and Devdruta. So I guess you're the first ones here? No, you're not. Okay. So yes, this is the session, the tips to manage CLAT 23 with school. Hello, hello, how are you? Hi. You are facing so much difficulty in CR. CR is critical reasoning, right? I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. I'm pretty good. Enjoying the sun. Actually, no, I'm not enjoying the sun. Who enjoys the sun? You're facing difficulty in here. I think what exactly is the problem? Like, where is the problem? Are you not getting the grasp of the subject? How is it becoming difficult for you? Try to figure that thing. Okay, or speak with your respective faculty. They might be help you. They might be able to help you better. Okay. Yes, so preparation of CLAT along with boards. Now, class 12th is definitely the most significant phases of your life, not because your entire life is governed on that scores, but it is not. It's definitely not. But you have entered that phase of your life where you're supposed to make decisions for yourself, like which college or which stream are you going to go for, grasp of the subject. Well, that is who can do anything about it. Try to be open minded. Why aren't you getting the subject? It's not that difficult. Try to see the solutions of the questions that if that might help you. So when you solve a question and you cannot see why the answer is that, you see the solution first. You see a question and then you see the solution. So you continue with this practice. Maybe that will help you to figure out how to solve the questions. That's it. There's the other conceptual errors or the conceptual problems. I think your respective faculty will be able to help you better. Okay. Yeah, so I should tell you that class 12th, uh, this massive thing that has been created in the name of boards. Oh my god. Your entire life is based on boards. Everybody in your family, like even if it is the extended family, is really interested when it comes to your boards result. They're not concerned with everything, but they are definitely interested in what you have scored in boards, especially to compare with what their children scored. So how smart you are or how smart their children are. So, if you consider the practical approach, 12th marks are absolutely useless. Like, they are nowhere counted except for the colleges that take admission on the basis of merit, like DU. Okay, so if you are not taking an exam of Delhi University, sorry, if you are not willing to study in Delhi University, which you aren't clearly because you're studying for CLAT and DU doesn't offer BLLB of honors course. It only offers the graduation after graduation LLB program. So, except for DU and the other colleges that take admission on merit, you don't really need the score of 12. Every entrance exams just see the minimum marks of 45 to 50%. If you are able to score this much, you are eligible to take the competition. Now, how you perform in that competition actually matters. So, despite the fact that whatever people tell you, whatever your parents tell you, you should always understand that CLAT 12th board is, an important phase, but it does not determine your life. It is not as important as getting a good score in your competitive exam. So, if at the cost of your boards you are able to prepare better in CLAT, you can do that. Yes, it is hard. It is hard if you make it hard. It is if you make it hard. So, it's not that hectic if you're preparing. Everyone does it. There's a simple study plan, a simple strategy that you need, and you can go along. Start. Right, so it's not that difficult. All you need are simple tips. So the first thing is, do not emphasize on pre-boards. Okay, that is my first tip. Pre-boards do not matter. Okay, and I know this statement is going to, is going to drive parents absolutely hounding for my blood, but it is the truth. And it's more like a rehearsal. It is just like mocks. How much significance do the mocks have in your on your actual exam? So the mocks that you take, if you're achieving a good score in your mocks, that would definitely boost your score. Oh, sorry, boost your confidence. It will give you encouragement. It will tell you that, oh my God, I'm preparing well. I'm able to score well. But they do not determine what your actual score is going to be, and that is exactly what the significance of pre-boards is. It is nothing. It is just a rehearsal dinner. It is not the actual event. Okay, so do not to emphasize on pre-boards too much. Like, if you have pre-boards, you completely forsake everything and concentrate on that set of examination. Don't do that. Do not do that. For pre-boards, you cannot forsake CLAT, a competitive exam preparation altogether. You should not do that. That's fatal. Okay, so that's the first thing. Do not worry about the middle or the, in between exams that keep on happening. First term, second term, or maybe pre-boards. So these exams, don't just overemphasize on them. A little bit of preparation, a decent preparation, that can be done every day. Just revise what is being taught to you in the class. You have what, 7 8 periods? I used to have 8 periods. So if you have 8 periods, just try to limit, or just try to revise whatever was taught to you, and that should be it. If you cannot revise it every day, revise it during the weekend. Revise it at, some part of the day. Like, this was taught to me in physics, I'll revise a little bit of that. This was taught to me in chemistry, I'll revise a little bit of that. Just revise. Just go through the things that were taught to you in the class. Don't overemphasize. Your reading comprehension is not increasing. It has come to a standstill. Are you practicing enough? Sometimes, despite all the practice, you don't realize it must have increased, but see, these things take time. Practice, practice. This, you keep on practicing, it will increase. Don't get discouraged. Another thing is that you need to start early, guys. If you want to manage things, you have to start early. The problem that comes is, especially the how to manage. The problem comes when you don't start on time. So everything is postponed. You have procrastinated everything. If you have your school started, you would be like, you will have a relaxed attitude towards both your competition and academia. By the time you come to realize how important and how crucial these months were, it is too late. And that is when the problem starts. Oh my God, how to manage, ma'am? How do I manage boards? You need to start on time. If you start on time a little bit every day, you would have come a long way by the time you need to take your exam. So if you started early, like, you know before, or not before, but as soon as your school began, or as soon as you decided, Shivani, why don't you talk to the respective faculty? I cannot tell you about every book. This is not my subject, Shivani. Okay, how to cover backlog? Backlog can be covered by giving some time to it on a certain day. Okay, so you have 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours. You need to decide a proper time as to how to utilize them and when to. So when it comes to school, you don't have to study everything that was taught to you in the school every day. Similarly, you don't have to study all five subjects of CLAT every day. You don't have to do that. That is absolutely like too much burden. That is practically impossible. So just take out two subjects from maybe CLAT and take out one, two subjects from school as well. Give a little bit time to the two subjects of the school and give a little bit time to the two subjects of the CLAT. Practice that and practice those two academic subjects also. So I don't know about RC. Shivani, I am a legal reasoning faculty. How do I help you? I really don't know about RC. Yeah, I can definitely answer you if it is the subject of my syllabus. आरसी के बारे में मैं आपको नहीं बता सकती क्योंकि मुझे आरसी के बारे में खुद नहीं पता बच्चे, वरना मैं क्यों नहीं बताऊंगी. It will be conducted, others. It will be conducted in time. Okay. It will be conducted in time. Are you here to complain, buddy? जो तुम्हें अभी समझाया जा रहा है उस पर ध्यान दो, वो सब अपने हिसाब से हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Yes, so where was I? I was at when to start. You need to start at a proper time. Okay, you need to start at a proper time. And by proper time, I meant that you should have started in March or February. You're getting 2 out or 4 out of 20 in sectional test. Which sectional test? Which section? Exactly. Pretty much, Ravinder, yes. It will be enough. It will be enough. You can cover the backlog by CLAT Ignite. Legal, you're facing problem in legal. That is, I did not say it's late, Pratik. Abhi bhi I even now I didn't say it's too late. I did not say it's too late. Okay, I actually got lost in answering the questions. You will come to your problem. Let me get finished with what I was teaching or what I was telling you. So it's not too late. Obviously, you need to just increase the time, or you need to devote study, or you need to increase your study hours. First, you need to prioritize how what is more important to you. Are you that kind of a student who wants to get appreciated by everyone in the neighborhood and everyone in the family that, oh my god, this child scored 95%, and then because of that 95% effort you were not able to qualify CLAT because you could not devote right energy to this CLAT exam. If you want to balance both of them, you need to give time to both of them every day. That's how you manage. A little, not excessive, like 6 hours to school and 6 hours to class. That's unreasonable. That's impractical. So maybe 1 or an hour and a half to school and an hour and a half or 2 hours to CLAT every day will help you manage boards and CLAT both. If you begin this practice on a consistent basis, then you won't even realize and everything will be managed. Your syllabus of both boards and CLAT will start getting covered. Do not forget the fact that CLAT is going to be conducted before boards this year. CLAT is in December, boards are going to be conducted in March or April. Okay, so you have 2-3 months for boards extra, but for CLAT you have limited time. So yes, Aditi, it is a good score. Asrita, I don't really understand your question. You have homeworks and projects and you have school exams. Don't emphasize on school exams. It's 12th for starters. Whatever you're scoring in 12 school exams is absolutely useless. The final result will be that of boards, and it does not take into account every any school exam that is conducted. After that, homeworks and projects are important only when they are related to boards. If they're not related to boards, well, then you don't have to spend too much time and energy on it. And if you want to do that, well, then you have to figure out how to do that on your own. Like, you are only a child, you have limited time every day. If you think, no, I don't, I want to do best in school and I want to do best in CLAT, then study that way. Give that time which you think is required for school, and give as much time to CLAT. The hecticness will be at on your own. Okay, so the hectic schedule is going to be there if you take everything too seriously. School, I cannot compromise with my school, ma'am. I have to do all the homework, I have to do all the project, I have to score 99% in boards. If you want to put the same effort in that, if you want to put this effort in boards and school, well, then go for it. But don't forget that there is a competition also. So give some time to that. Your study hours will increase, but yes, you'll be able to manage. When to start mock for 2024? Don't start this year at all. You give 2 hours to CLAT and 2 hours to school and 6 hours to CLAT. That is too much, Preeti. Aditi, it's not a bad score. It's not a bad score. It's actually good. It'll increase. 6 hours to CLAT is a little too much, Preeti. Why don't you? You'll get bored very soon, and you'd stop doing it. It's very, make goals which are achievable, guys. Okay, 8 hours of studying every day. If you are able to do that every day, you'll secure rank 1 in CLAT, trust me. But it's very difficult to maintain the consistency. So, achieve or make a goal which is easier to be followed on a regular basis. So why don't you decrease your 6 hours to maybe 3 hours at max? That is all that you require. You don't require 6 hours. Definitely not. Okay. Study GK current affairs every day, like read newspapers every day, make notes of it every day, and side by side take one subject, and that should be enough. Okay. Now you cannot procrastinate. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemy. Procrastinate means postponement. So, there are whenever there's an activity which you find extremely boring or mundane or tedious, such as newspaper reading, or constantly practicing something. So that actually happens. I mean, this is, first of all, it is too early for you to start mocks. I don't think your preparation has begun. So on what basis are you taking mocks? I don't understand. But if you think that you are fully prepared and then you give mocks, then sectional tests, that happens. The score is, it increases then decreases. So it's a very natural thing that happens. Don't worry about it. Do not procrastinate, do not postpone anything because you find it boring. And I'm talking about newspaper reading, especially. How newspaper reading is boring. It's the same thing every day, over and over, the same policy, the same talks, and this and that. And if you read it every day, you eventually get bored, and then you think, yeah, I don't want to read, I'll read it in the magazine. Newspaper is too boring. That is not right, guys. That is absolutely the worst thing that you can do. Do not do it. Even if you find it boring, even if you find it mundane, try to stick. Try to stick. Your willpower should be strong enough to fight that willingness to, just leave it all be and study at the end of the month and take the magazine. Do not do it. As if you increase your willpower to an extent that even if I find this newspaper boring, I'll still read it. It is important for my exam. And if you continuously keep doing that, eventually your brain will give up and it will accept the fact that no matter what I tell this person, he is going to read the newspaper. And then newspaper becomes a part of your daily schedule, and you are in the top students if you read newspaper regularly. That's a very, I mean, 24 is a long time ahead. There's still a lot of time. Don't start yet. Okay, don't start yet. If newspaper reading has become a habit for you, that's the best thing that can happen to your preparation. If there's a new movie, if there's something that is really interesting, or something that you're friend has suggested and you start binge watching it and thinking, then let me just take a break, binge watch this series or that movie or this Marvels and that. It is not good. No, don't do it. Especially now. July is almost over. We are already 17 days ahead in this month. There are just few months remaining for December, your actual exam. The this time is extremely crucial. If you start getting distracted, if you start getting attracted to the temptations such as Instagram, YouTube shorts and Netflix and uh, Hotstar and all of that, it's going to be fatal for your preparation. So don't do it. Do not postpone anything just because you find it boring or difficult. Try to solve it there and then so that you can deal with it there and then. Okay, do not leave anything for the future day or any day that is not present. Now, you need to come up with a workable, realistic routine. Like Preeti has devised a routine for herself, wherein she is giving 2 hours to the school and 6 hours to CLAT. This is a little unrealistic. This is not unrealistic. Students can do it, but it is a very difficult. It is difficult to carry forward or to continue with it in long term. So don't do it. Don't come up with impractical, difficult routines. Chalk out achievable goals for every day. For example, let's say that these are few questions that you have decided that you would do of logic or RC or English or mathematics. Do them. Make sure that you are doing them, and make sure that you are doing current affairs also every day. Okay, so that's how you can continue with CLAT. You take current affairs newspaper every day. You do that every day. Newspaper, current affairs, enough. Okay, along with newspaper, current affairs, you take one subject. It can be any subject of your choice. It can be English, it can be logic, it can be mathematics, it can be legal, anything. Just keep mixing and matching. So let's say that you took legal. You decided that I'm going to study these topics from legal today, and I'm going to solve at least two passages from these two topics each. So total, I'm going to solve four passages of legal today, study two concepts of legal today, and complete my newspaper today. Now, if this is achievable, it will take you 3 hours or 2 hours and a half, not more than that, but that is enough. And if you continue with this, stick with it on a regular basis, consistently, you are through. Raman, that's actually very, very unpredictable. Okay, you cannot predict something or foresee something like that even before the question paper is out. It's very, very difficult. It's a very random question actually. Okay, so make goals every day. That's something that I've been telling for a long time. Every day you have a certain goal, and the entire energy should be channelized into achieving that goal. That's how you come up with a realistic workable routine. Sajan, there's still time. Even if you're scoring less in mocks, try to figure out why you are scoring less. What is the mistakes that you keep making? What are the mistakes that you keep making? There must be something wrong. It's not anybody else's fault but your own, right? So pehle to figure out what your fault is. Why are you getting only 40 marks? What are the mistakes you're making? Are your concepts not clear? Are you not focused enough? So I cannot help you unless and until you help yourself. Just figure out and analyze your mistakes on your own, and then try to rectify those mistakes. The score will increase automatically. Now, routine generally is the 70-30 rule. It says that a smart aspirant should devote at least 70% of his study to his weak areas and 30% to the strong ones. अगर आप 11th में तो एग्जाम नहीं दे सकते रमन. You can take the exam only if you are in 12th. Okay. Yes. So the rule is 70-30. You spend 70% of your energy to the areas you are weak in and 30% to the areas which are your strength. And that is how you are going to study and manage. So you are going to study those subjects more which you find more difficult and challenging. That should be your strategy. If you are already familiar and extremely comfortable with the subject, you need not spend unnecessary time on a strength, right? You practice a little, not, you don't completely forget it. Oh, I'm extremely good in legal, I don't have to like even pick a book for it. No, don't do that. You know, take your time for your strengths also. If you don't keep practicing even your strongest attribute, you'll start getting rust in that also, right? But you need to give more time to the weaker sections and less time to your strengths. For example, if you are extremely good in legal section, then don't keep practicing hundreds of questions. Don't just stick to legal. Every day you're taking a sectional test of legal. Every day you're solving passages of legal. Don't do that. Instead, cut down your legal. Just do it, two, maximum 2-3 times a week, and focus on the subjects or prep your areas which are weak, maybe mathematics or logic. Okay, so build up your attitude in your weak session so that you can secure those marks in the actual paper, that even though the section is weak, I can still secure a good score. Any info for CLAT 24? CLAT 24 is still far ahead. CLAT 23 hasn't happened. So what information do you want? Like, there is nothing on the plate when the exam is going to happen, nothing at all. Okay, yeah. Moving on, you need to attempt as many mock tests as possible. That is very, very important. The more mock tests that you appear, the better you are going to be. That's how you're going to practice. The number of mock tests definitely should get increased as the exam appears. Like, if your exam is closed, the frequency of taking the mock test should increase a lot. At least one mock test every day. But during the initial phase, you just stick to just maybe one mock test a week, not more than that. Emphasize more. You can scroll and you can figure out what all videos you want to see. Okay, so in the initial time or the initial phase of your preparation, start with sectional tests. Try to build your concepts with sectional tests and classes. After, if you are completely confident that at least 60-70% of your preparation is through, then you take CLAT mock tests at least every week, 1 to 2 CLAT mock tests every week. After you are done with your mock, you need to analyze your performance at all levels. Which are the sections that you performed great, which are the sections that you could do better in, and try to figure out what mistakes did you make and why you made them. Try to analyze them, try to note them down, and try not to repeat those mistakes in the future. Congratulations, Ansh. That's amazing. You got admission. That's amazing. 10 to 12. 10 to 12 months is a safe area. Like, if you have 10 to 12 months information in your notebook, you're playing safe. Okay, minimum 10, maximum 12, right before the examination. So if December 23 is going to be your examination, yeah, December to December. That's a good approach. Okay. So yes, when you say, ma'am, my score is stuck, I'm not able to secure more than 40 or 50, you are making a mistake, of course. If your score is stuck, at that too at a low window, then you need to figure out why your score is stuck. Why aren't you able to score more? What mistake are you making so regularly that your score is completely stuck? Generally what happens is that students they lose focus during the exam. Okay, they lose focus and they try to apply their own knowledge, and the answer that they derive is generally wrong. Stick to the passage, keep your focus intact during the exam, and you are absolutely fine. Nilo, I think they're already there. Yes, Devdrita, it's not a bad idea. You definitely can cover the current affairs from January. Okay, so guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much. I hope this session was helpful. These are some tricks that you can use to manage your schools and your boards, sorry, school and your CLAT. I would once again say that the score of school is not going to take you anywhere except in universities which test you or which take admission on your merit. But if you're taking a competitive exam, your score is not that important. So stop burdening yourself for a 90% or above 90%. Just, prepare enough to have a decent score, a score that satisfies you. But if you are able to channelize the same energy to your CLAT, you might be able to secure the best college in the country, right? So do that, do what is more important, and that's how you're going to, that is what your decision making is. If you are able to make a right decision, you are on the right course, and life tests you that way. You have two important things always. You'll face this difficulty at every level in your life. There would be multiple things equally important. You have to balance them. After you have started working, work life and personal life are to be balanced. Who is more important, work or wife, husband or work? So you have to figure out, take a smart decision, try to balance them as much as possible. You cannot completely let go of one just so that you can focus more on one. Okay, so if they are equally important for you, try to figure out which is more important at that given point of time. Maybe you can be a little careless about the other thing, but you cannot afford any sort of carelessness in one, which is your CLAT. That is your college entrance. Your good college will take you a long way. I'm not saying or declaring that it is going to determine the success for the rest of your life. No, I'm not saying that. But a good college helps you for a long time, right? So figure out what's more important for you, and then come up with a workable routine. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I shall see you again on Wednesday. Till then, everyone, take care. Bye bye.